Hello, it's Krista here again today. And before I start part 18 of the recovery pages that I've written and the MRT that I do have been learning from uh, for life and addictions, I do kind of want to tell you that I am probably going to be losing a second front tooth. But thank God I finally found out today that I will probably, before long, be getting some kind of appropriate fake front teeth there, so I won't look like such a mountain goat lady on TV. So I'm sure that I will feel a lot better about myself, and I will probably look a lot better on camera for you all to listen to. Okay, so a little joke there aside. Let's get into part 18 today, and this I've titled Honesty to Recover the Self. In this, I am going to be describing one of the first major steps in the recovery of ourselves for anything like reaching the inner self and getting out of false self for beliefs, addictions, and just in general any kind of victim mentality that have been holding us back in any given situations in life that we want to overcome. Alright, so I'm going to begin. Most of us have created our own prisons by having jobs we really don't like. Staying in crappy relationships that aren't really fulfilling, and basically getting trapped in situations that don't fulfill us or make us happy. This further entails us to unconsciously find things outside of ourselves to fulfill that happiness. Outside of ourselves. Finding quick ways to cope and feel better with instant gratification, like watching and binging on episodes of TV shows to fill the loneliness. Like working more and filling that void with having more things, or hungrily for more sex, pleasure, drugs, more, until we can eventually really burn out and become incredibly unhappy because we have not stopped once inside ourselves for what will really fulfill us. And truly, we become chained to addictions and other people like slaves, no longer in control of anything we really want or need inside in order to heal. We are no longer free to be even ourselves anymore. To break free from this, we must break free from old belief style patterns, attitudes, and habits. Now it's time to change who we really are at a core level. Our old belief systems have really limited us. There are many layers of old belief systems we have collected. Now we can begin to peel them off one by one. We must restructure them. This will help us to gain a further true clarity of our own true inner selves and what we really truly want and desire in life, so we can take back control in all levels of self. To further get out of the victimhood beliefs we've been stuck in for so long, we need to stop blaming others that it is all their fault. We feel such higher levels of jealousy, like people that might have it better than us, that we can't stand, or hatred for ourselves and others, anger, resentment, depression, and probably some bitterness for the world around. This has only happened because we have forgotten or were never taught to trust ourselves. We begin letting this go by admitting to ourselves that we are the source of problems in our own lives and that we could not trust ourselves. Let's begin by seeing ourselves that we are no longer a victim. You might have a sickness or disease or be in a situation that keeps you down, but just remember that you are not that disease or problem itself. That's a big one for me as well that I've been learning about. Because I also suffer with so many health problems like the irritable bowel syndrome and just not such fun stuff that the doctors don't really have a cure for yet. But we'll get into IBS stuff later, so I'm going to go on here. It is a challenge that you deal with in your present life and reality, but it is not who you are. Remember that. It might be something that you label yourself with, like, I am a victim of abuse from another person, or I have lupus or something. But really, you can go beyond that into like, oh, I might have something, but it is not me. It is not my personality. It is not really me. It is something that I deal with. It is a challenge that I deal with in life, but it is not who we really are. We can kind of take ourselves away from that, and kind of space that and unconnect from that, because that can really be very painful and put us in a really down state when you become whatever kind of victimization that is getting you down. So, okay, look at your life today. What is it that you are going through right now? Let's look back on our lives starting from when we were young. What events through your life have led you to where you are today? I'm going to ask a bunch of questions here. Look back throughout your life. Now let's ask ourselves, what could have been done different to change what actually happened in our past that would have turned out for the better? Let's take an assessment of all the problems we had and face now. Telling the absolute truth now without blaming other people or things outside of ourselves. Let's ask ourselves these questions. Is there a lack of honesty in your life? Have we betrayed others in any way with our untruths or ourselves? How did we act that might have negatively affected the family, people, and loved ones around us or ourselves? Even at work or play. What effects did these behaviors play in our own health? Did we feel we had control on any of the addictions, small or large, that we had or used or still use to escape our painful realities? What part did we play finding pleasure and avoiding pain in our own past failures? In this present time, are we really being clear and honest with ourselves and sincere with others as well, that we really want to make the commitment to change toward real recovery and growth to escape the false world we have lived in for so long? And ask yourself, are you really worth it? Yes, you are. We are. Keep going. You're doing great. Let's keep going, the possibility that we have the power of will inside of ourselves to attain the knowledge that's needed for change and betterment for ourselves, and also so we'll be able to help other people, because there are so many of us that deal with these struggles today. Maybe life isn't so bad after all. That's a good one to think about. And I just want to say, in addition to this, that I know with my own struggles, with my health problems, like the IBS that I've dealt with for 20 years. And then, I never even knew, or I've been diagnosed with a thyroid problem until 20 years later in my life as well. And so I'm talking to the sick people here who have used drugs like myself in order to feel better when the doctors would not offer me anything. Although I was so stuck in old belief systems that I couldn't really find my way out when it came to just plain being angry and rebelling against, uh, you know, everything to the point where I just didn't care and I was taking any kind of substance to just feel better, not even caring if that was harmful or not. I see now, and thank God, fell more into natural medicine as I got help later when I fell so sick that I could have almost died from the black mold sickness after drug use. Um, yeah, I am talking about myself a little bit this time in one of these, but it was just so huge for me to finally start accepting the fact that um, there are other methods of better health with diet and herbs and a lot of different natural holistic ways. That a lot of us are just opening our eyes to. And being the more naturalist that I am nowadays, I really thank the earth and the universe for sending me greater and greater things nowadays as I learn all these uh, principles and just keep attaining further knowledge for self-growth. And maybe I can teach you a little bit here today that you can pass along to another. Blessed be and blessed day to all of you out there. And until next time, have a beautiful one.